about a lot. Like, we donate clothes pretty frequently.
Yep.
And I'm like, I feel like we don't buy clothes that frequently.
I know, weird.
I'm like, so where do these come from? Donation stickers. Do you want to donate the game we got for?
Yes.
This is on my to-do list today. Going to, good morning. I'm gonna drop off all this donation stuff. We have clothes, we have like games and other random home things, and then this other like drinking thing. So, nice donation pile today. What else did I have to do? I feel like I had other things. Oh, drop off our like recycling bottles and stuff. The clink, if you live in Maine. And then maybe disassemble some furniture. We'll see. Not a lot on the to-do list. Wrap this up with the blanket because I feel like it'd be a waste of bubble wrap. So, lots of fun things today. Lots of errands. Okay. Donation stuff first, then. Okay. Loaded up. Now let's run some errands. Number 1. On to the donation center. Well, I am accidentally 20 minutes early to when the donation area opened. So I am listening to a podcast right now. And I'm just gonna sit in the car for another 20 minutes until 9 o'clock. Okay. 9:02. Donations are done. And I'm headed home for the day. That was literally all I had to do today. I think I'm gonna spend the rest of today maybe disassembling some furniture, but also want to lay low. Oh, if you don't know and you're new here, hi, my name's Rebecca. I'm 25. I live in Maine. I'm married. My husband's name is Josh. We have 4 cats. We're moving. We are currently under contract for the sale of our house and the purchase of our next. Tomorrow we have our home inspection of our next house, so hopefully that goes well, but I'll bring you along to see that. What else? Oh, I'm healing from a hysterectomy, which is my entire personality, and yesterday one of my friend's dogs jumped on me. And it's hard because, like, I literally don't feel like I had surgery. Like, if no one told me, I wouldn't know. And that's how good I'm feeling. But after the dog literally jumped in my stomach, my body's not reacting very well to that. So, trying to lay low today. Not going to do too much. Not going to be too active. But what I will be doing, I think I'm going to disassemble the bookcase that's in our living room. And maybe pack up the guest room bedding. And, like, disassemble the bed that's in there. Basically, we hired movers, and the more that is disassembled, the less we have to pay. So I'm going to take full advantage of that. Right now, our plan is to move on April 30th. That's our closing day. So we have plenty of time to get all this packing stuff done, but I figure might as well get it done now and not have to rush, which is really the ideal part. I mean, if we have to rush around, we have to rush around eventually, but if most things we can do now, like almost a month ahead of time, then, or actually more than a month ahead of time, I'd much rather that and just keep it more relaxed and not have to worry too much. But since I'm going to be home for the rest of the day and I have no other plans, I'm going back in my pajamas. I'm going to save this outfit that I was wearing earlier for tomorrow since I actually have to leave the house. Do you guys see that? Like, I wore this outfit for, I don't know, 2 hours and left the house in it, but no one remarkable saw me. Not to say the man working at the Goodwill donation center was remarkable, but anyway, I will be just wearing the same outfit tomorrow because I don't want to dirty more clothes than I have to, and I'd rather just be in my pajamas for the rest of the day. For now though, I'm gonna relax on the couch for a little bit, probably eat some breakfast. It's 9:45, and then I'll start my afternoon activities soon enough. Alrighty, we are headed to the guest room. Oh, hey buddy. I have the cat crate in here from moving it back and forth to Josh's parents, but I have a box, and my plan is, I don't want to disassemble this whole thing because I don't want to put it back together, but I will take the legs off. I think one of the legs is broken actually, so it'll just be fine. So I'm just gonna take the legs off of this, and then I'm gonna pack up the bedding. No one has slept in this bed since I've cleaned it last time, just the cats have laid on it, so I don't think I'm gonna pack this blanket, but I'll pack the quilt, pillowcases, and the sheets maybe? What do you guys think? Alright. Also, how am I supposed to pack pillows? Like, maybe just put them in a garbage bag. They movie or something, but... Part of me says clean the sheets before packing them, but no one has used these, and I can clean them after if I feel so desired, but no one's gonna sleep in these guest room bedding for a while because we're not gonna have guests like the first day we move, you know? Probably anyway. Oh my god. Getting ecstatic. Oh, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? You crawled over that yourself. That's so silly. Oop. Okay. I think all of these can fit in this box. Probably. Maybe if I fold them instead of just crumpling. Nobody. Okay, I'm just gonna crumble the sheet. Okay, that took up half the box. That's great. You know, this still smells like our laundry detergent, so definitely don't need to clean it. Okay. Nice. And the pillowcases. Okay. That's one box. Okay, so I've already packed up everything on this, but not the legs. Let's start with here. You would think that taking the things off of it would be beneficial, but I don't know how these legs even screw on, honestly. There is a broken leg though, so I'm like, I kind of have to do something. So many cat toys under this. I don't know. Oh look, the printer's turning on, that's great. I could take the shelves out of it. I just don't know. I don't want to do that. Okay, never mind. At least I packed a box. I think there must be like a dowel or something that goes from there to there. I'm not disassembling this, that's for certain. Alrighty, bedding from the guest room is packed. I'm gonna wrap up those paintings in the blanket that's on there. And since I'm in the mood, let's disassemble this. Just like that, bookcase is disassembled. I have all the parts in this little baggie, and then on the white part I'll just write like living room bookcase or something, or just write bookcase because there's only this one that can be disassembled. And now what I need to figure out is how I'm going to wrap up these parts. I guess technically the movers will have stuff to do it, but like I've been saying, if there's anything we can do to make it cheaper. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up in this duvet. And what'll be nice is, since it's a duvet and the cover, it'll be some extra padding, but then I can just wash the cover. Right? I'm definitely like, I don't need to be doing this for them, but like they should have moving blankets, right? Let me just try this and see how I feel and then go from there. Okay, officially not interested in doing this. Tried a couple times and it's just not it. So I'm just gonna stack all the parts over here in the corner, and then when the movers come, they can just use their moving blankets and it'll be totally fine. But at least it's disassembled, don't have to worry about that. I'm just gonna put these somewhere. That's our wedding memory box, and Josh's baby pictures. But anyway, all the rest of these parts, I'm gonna stick them somewhere, put the blanket back, and I think that's all I have planned for today. So we'll see what else I get up to. I'll see you guys later. No, did you get another pounce? Nope, just cozy enough. Oh. Ready vlog. Here's our pile so far. We have the paintings I just wrapped up in that blanket. Pile is getting very, very large. Like, obviously there's boxes like deep in the middle there too, so making good progress for sure. To anyone that has been screaming at me not to be lifting these heavy things because I'm healing from surgery, I know, I'm screaming at myself. But anyway, this foot stain specifically is from my sister on our wedding day. Anyway, this room's basically packed up. Just cat stuff, but the bed's disassembled. This is what I'm just leaving, I don't care. Gonna pack up the printer, basket, lamp, but the rest for now I think is fine. Like I said, for now we got plenty of time to figure other things out, but I'm leaving this and now I'm actually going to rest. Hello vlog, figured I would check in. Haven't really done anything today. I took a nap. It's been just a chill afternoon after my little errands this morning and my deconstruction efforts. But since then, yeah, like I said, took a nap. We got some quotes for paving the driveway for our new house. Right now the driveway is not paved, but basically we have the inspections tomorrow, and then it's hard because nothing is final until you sign papers for the house. So it's like, we want to plan these things, we want to put down deposits on like the driveway and everything, but it's like you don't want to put down a deposit if it's not refundable, and you obviously don't want to pay like the $15,000-$20,000 that it's going to be to pave the driveway when the house might not be ours. Like, as of right now, like, that's the plan and everything, but the fact is that, oh my god, I just realized how echoey it is. Anyway, the fact is that until we physically sign the paperwork on April 30th, or whatever day it ends up being, it's not our house. So even though right now that's the plan, it's like, it's hard to actually plan for anything. All right, had the itch to get up and do something, so packed this box just of decor, and that's that. This one is all of my mother-in-law's crocheting stuff. She lent me this while I was like the week after my surgery when I wasn't working, so I could like learn a bunch of stuff, which is really helpful, but I don't want to move it to the new house. And now that I know I don't really need these things, and if I do, I can always just get them again, but I don't feel like moving them. So gonna bring those back to her at some point. This bin I thought folded down, but it doesn't. So I think I actually broke it, but I'm gonna actually just leave it out because it'll be helpful for moving things down the road. Whether that's gonna be like the last clothes we bring with us, or like must have like moving stuff. So it'll be like maybe our cleaning materials that we're going to use on day one when we move in to clean, or maybe it's going to be like our bathroom stuff so we know exactly where it is, and like we'll keep this in the car, like we won't have it for the movers maybe, I don't know. Okay, today after my nap I'm sitting on the couch casually. I look outside, there's a car in my driveway. Not new, it's happened before. Like, we're right across the street from a convenience store at this house, so like people sometimes will miss a convenience store, they'll pull in and turn around, whatever. And like, I grew up on like the #1 house on a street, so it was like, that house was getting turnarounds all the time. So it's like, it's nothing new. But what also, unfortunately, is not new is that since we've listed our house, I've had 3 times where people just like think it's fine for them to wander around. The very first day we listed our house, it was Friday, and there was an old lady who was like wandering around, peering in the windows, and I was like, oh, okay, like kind of weird. And then she like wasn't like up on the windows like this or anything. She was just like kind of looking around, but like I'm working from home, and I get it. It looks like nobody lives here, or like no one's home, because the car is not in the driveway. It's in the garage. So like if you drive by, and I don't like to have lights on, so it's like it looks like no one is home if you're outside. That does not give people the permission to wander around my property. Granted, I understand it's for sale. I understand it's a hot commodity, apparently. That, again, I would say does not give people the right to wander around. Like, anyway, the first time was like an older couple. The second time was just like one guy, but he wasn't here for a long time. He just kind of like looked around. Like, he didn't get out of the car. It looked like he was just like kind of moving his head around in the car. Today, this woman, Massachusetts plates. I should probably just leave it there. She's out of the car. She's taken a video of the house. She's like wandering around, peering in the windows. I'm like, I understand it looks like no one's here, but believe it or not, this is still someone's home. Like, I understand if it was a new build, maybe, or like a vacant house, like maybe you want to look. It is very clear from our listing pictures that people live here. I live here. And let me tell you how violating it feels when you see people wandering around your property because they want it to be there. It's like, cool, like, you want to buy our house, awesome. Have you heard of the internet? Maybe look at the listing online. Maybe call our realtor. Maybe don't peer into my windows. Anyway, I'm tempted to ask our realtor to take down our for sale sign because I'm like, this is the third time this has happened. And now our listing, I don't even know if it's even online anymore because we're technically under contract. But oh my God, I'm just hanging out on the couch with my cats, like in my sweatsuit, just hanging out, like minding my business. I can't mind my own business when there's this lady recording videos of my house. Anyway, the flash is, I hate the big light. The big light's the worst light. Anyway, here's our pizza for the night. I gotta ranch this one too. Yo. Pizza.
He asked for it. And I was going to sit right in front of the fridge so I can get the crayware. This is not nice. There you hear the stuff.
You're not one to talk about either. It's that time of the month. Not period time. Haircut time. It's bad. Well overdue, and it doesn't help I fucked it up last time, so. You ready? Hello. Josh's haircut is done. Now, working on getting the Sunday laundry going. I have a load of clothes that I have to start first. And then, gotta do the usual Sunday bedding. But this weekend we also do the duvet cover. Do the duvet cover like once a month, since we don't usually like sleep. I mean, we sleep with the duvet, but we have a blanket between us and the duvet. And then we do the sheets every week. So we have 2 sets that we just rotate. But anyway, today is a sheet day. Our inspection's at 1. It's an hour away. We might do like brunch or lunch up there. We're kind of trying to decide if we want to do it before or after. If we do it before, we should probably leave at like 11, I guess. Or maybe 10:30, like in an hour. Or if we don't, we could just leave at 12 and do something after. I don't really know. Or we might just not do anything up there because the weather's so fucking bad. Like, it is downpouring, which, like, granted would be good for us during the inspections. We can see if anything's leaking and all that, but it's absolutely fucking disgusting out. So, kind of just trying to avoid being outside and going in and out of places as much as we can. So that, I think we're just gonna, like, eat and do stuff at home, which it's kind of nice because then, like, by the time we actually move in, it's gonna be like more exciting to explore the place that's like our new home instead of like exploring now the possibility of what could be. Because right now, like, nothing is official until we sign papers, you know? So it's like, don't want to get our hopes up for the area if it's not gonna be what's gonna work. So anyway, these are stripped. Should probably wash this blanket too, actually. Look at the fit.
On brand.
Haircut's done.
My 2 hobbies.
You finally don't look like a crazy person.
Did I show you the picture I sent Joel?
No. Oh yeah, of the shadow. But look at this matching. Gray pants. Look, gray on the shirt. Oh, he's covering it up. Gray on the shirt, gray pants. Incredible. Matching king.
Ew.
It is 10 o'clock now. Josh's haircut is done. So did that. We're gonna leave here in about an hour or so. I think we're gonna, Josh is craving a burger. So he wants to go to like Five Guys or some like fast food. And what's cool, this is gonna sound so stupid. In our current town, the only fast food we have is Dunkin' and Subway. Like, that's not fast food at all. We have to drive literally, like, if we ever wanted fast food, not that we do this often, but if we ever did, like, we would literally have to drive like 20 minutes each way to get like McDonald's. Like that, no, it's just, so now in the town we're moving to, there's tons of fast food, which is not a selling point, but could be. I'm gonna leave here at like 11. I just want to do a little bit of makeup so I don't look dead. If you don't know, one of my New Year's goals was to feel more feminine and like practice more femininity. So one of those things is doing my makeup. I think I'm just gonna do blush. I don't really want to do a base because it's raining and we're probably gonna be in and out of the house like in the rain, so that's kind of gross. I do have like some acne though. Also, since I've gotten a hysterectomy, obviously I don't need to be on birth control. And there's so many changes that I've gone through, and I'm like, is this because I am without an organ that has been in my body, or it's because I'm not on birth control? I feel like my birth control, like being off it for the first time in years, is changing some things, and I can't tell, like, it's very strange. Anyway, all that to say, it is time for some makeup. Alrighty, hair and makeup are done. Makeup is like not working real well today, but you know, I don't care all too much. But to put it in half up, half down, just curled the ends. And yes, I'm gonna be leaving here when Josh is done playing video games with his brother, and I'll see you guys there. Thanks. Hi, Play. Hi, Play. Alrighty, we are packed up, got my white strips on, we're ready to roll off to the north. Oh, you didn't need to pause it. We're driving. Bopping on to the Barbie section. Maybe. There it is. Alright, we got Josh's lunch, ate some fries. Now we're getting gas. Just such a weird experience because we never usually have to get gas because of Tesla, but this guy loves his gas cars. The sun came out crazy. We finished our inspection. It was like 2 hours long. Josh, what do you think?
House is great. Yard is great. Second garage, it's great.
So I don't know if I really showed this in the videos, but there's basically a 2-car attached garage, and then there's a 2-car detached garage, and the 2-car detached garage was built in 1975. The house was built in 2022, and the new garage, or the old garage, looks like it was built in 1975. It's kind of just falling apart. They've done some things to like fix it up, but it's kind of like band-aids. Nothing like, I mean, it's permanent enough, but it's not like the best. And you know Josh, you know that he really cares about his cars, and he doesn't want the roof gonna cave in on cars. Not that it would necessarily, but it could. And anyway, so the inspection people we use, focus point inspections, they're really good. If you live in Maine and randomly you're watching this looking for someone to inspect your house, they're really great. The guy we use, his name is Jeff, and he made things like simple enough to understand, but not like baby talking, like baby enough where it's like, okay, I get it. But no, he was really nice. The seller was there, which was a bit awkward. It's like we're trying to like look into things, and I don't know, Josh literally disappeared with him for like an hour or so. So he went on a little adventure with the seller.
Then he just showed me some stuff around the property in the second garage, stuff like him being there wasn't the problem.
Yes, it was.
Else.
No, the issue is that the seller is there, and he loves his house. He had the house built, and he's really trying to sell his house. And everything was like, oh, I did this, it was X dollar amount. I did this, it was X dollar amount. They told me to do this, and I did this, and it was just like, he didn't need to be there. And I get it, like, obviously when you live somewhere, it's like, and we're taking 3 hours of his time on a Sunday, like, is it kind of inconvenient to be kicked out of your own house? Sure, but it's like, you could do it. But he was there, his 2, like, adult daughters were there. They had 7 cats and a dog. Anyway, it was just a lot. How do you feel about the house still?
Like the house, right? Because you have to ignore the untidiness.
Yes, yeah, because we'll have it cleaned and blah, blah, blah.
I like the house. Being there today after all the rain we got, the driveway's not as soupy as I thought it was. It's just kind of crappy by the road.
And it's just not paved. That's just what it is.
Paved, right.
Yeah.
The second garage is a complete disaster. I don't know. If you could fix maybe one of the doors temporarily to make it so it seals up better, then if you can get a couple of years out of it, then great. That's it.
Alrighty, vlog. Bedding is going in the wash. The other laundry is going in the dryer. I'm kind of feeling overwhelmed, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It's just like so much information all at once, and having the seller there, it was just like very overwhelming with him around and his 2 kids, and there were 7 cats, and I don't know. It's just like a lot to take in. But anyway, Josh is playing video games with his brother. I'm gonna decompress, watch some YouTube. Got my Coke and a wine glass, so having a good time over here. After this, I'm just gonna do some laundry. As here, obviously, like I mentioned too. And then Josh isn't really hungry for dinner, but I am. So I think I'm gonna have a wrap or something. Oh my god, I'm breaking out so bad. And I can't tell if it's because I'm not on birth control anymore, or I recently tried some new products and I don't know. I need to stop playing with it. Sorry about that. Anyway, I have a cat here, cat here, cat here, and cat back here, all keeping me company, and I think they know I'm in some sort of distress, but yeah. Oh, hey buddy. Yeah, like I said, just feeling kind of overwhelmed, but just gonna decompress for a little bit, think about it, think about things. It's not like we're not gonna buy the house from everything. It was like, it's all good information, it's just a lot. Good morning, vlog. It is 6:30 maybe. Up for the day. I've been up for a little while, but figured would do. Last night kind of just ended abruptly. We ended up hopping on a call with our realtor and kind of just going through everything, but we were still feeling pretty overwhelmed, and the process isn't over yet. So I'm gonna carry this vlog on a little bit longer into this week while we go through the rest of this. Basically, our realtor today is reaching out to contractors and well people, since those were the 2 major issues with the house we're looking at. Yeah, and then tomorrow we have our home inspection, and then whatever's gonna come from that. But this week's gonna be just not chaotic for us, but just like a lot of information. And yes. Anyway, hoping things simplify here in a couple days. Well, actually, our inspection period ends on Thursday, so everything has to be figured out by then. So it's gonna be a crazy few days going back and forth with this stuff, but it's gonna be okay. Alrighty, vlog. Working away on my, on my morning little walk. Yeah, I've just been working for like 2 hours now. Started a little bit early because tomorrow with our inspection I have to take like a 2-hour lunch, so just trying to make it so I don't need to work until like 7 tomorrow. So I started a little early today. I'll start a little early tomorrow too, but anyway. For today, just waiting on news from our realtor. I'm working. I'm not doing my regular team's work. If you don't know, I haven't watched any of my other videos, I work for Wayfair. I work on our supplier claims team. So basically, I work with suppliers to recuperate Wayfair's lost costs from like items that are missing parts or shipped incorrectly, stuff like that. That's what I usually do, but for the past 3 days, one of our like sister kind of teams in the finance department has been like a little overwhelmed. So I've been helping them for the past 3 days, working on like return issues. Anyway, that is what I'm doing now. But I will continue to check in with you guys through the day. Probably not going to talk all too much about work stuff since this is kind of focused on our home buying and all that stuff, but obviously I'll show you a little bit here and there because I can't stop talking and I have no one to talk to. Josh is running some errands today and picking some final stuff up around the house. Like, we still have pallets that we use for signs from our wedding, but like we don't want to move them with us, and we obviously don't want to leave them for the next owner, so Josh's gonna burn them today. Have a little fire pit out back. So all of our scrap wood that we have here, he's just gonna deal with that out back. I think that's most of it. All right, I'm gonna go back to my walk and my podcasting, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Alrighty. Hello, vlog. Just showered. As you can hear, Josh is hopping in the shower now, but we have some updates from our realtor about our inspection stuff. So, gotta document this. Basically, the main issues were the second garage that's detached is just not in the best shape ever. They just like redid some parts of it, but it's kind of just a pile for the most part. And then beyond that, what?
I have big news.
What? What is your news? Oh God. Okay, as I was saying, oh, it's 444, my lucky number. Well, 4 is my lucky number, not 444, but it's always fun when you see your repeating numbers. Anyway, okay, where was I? Oh yeah, the well, just like the setup of it was kind of weird, and we weren't sure how old it was. And then the septic, we weren't sure how old that is, but it needs to be pumped, we know that. Anyway, so updates today are, our realtor called a few construction companies, so they're gonna go out there and look at the house either today or tomorrow and get us a quote. Oh, and then the water pressure was also low. So basically the guy didn't know he had a water filter, which it's very clear, like looking at like even the filters on like the heating stuff, like that he does not know he has filters. But basically he was just unaware that he had filters, so the water pressure was low because the filter was dirty and it hasn't been changed, so he got that cleaned. And then let's see, the well was installed in 2022, has a brand new tank and pump, and yeah, the pressure is fixed because the filter. What else? They have high-speed internet with Spectrum, which is what we have now, so that's great. Nothing else remarkable. I think I've mentioned this, but we have until Thursday night is our deadline for our inspection period. So basically any negotiations we want to do or anything we want to like have looked at the house, we have to do by Thursday. So hopefully we can kind of figure out all of this stuff. I would really like to figure it out by tomorrow, but Wednesday at the latest. That way we have some time to kind of go back and forth with things. Yeah, anyway, those are the updates. Work today was great, actually. I was like doing all different things. Like I was helping the finance team with some dispute stuff. I did my usual work. I did pre-vetting stuff. So it's always nice when I can jump around and do a couple different things all at once. But anyway, just gonna relax on the couch for tonight. And I feel like I've been in a mood since Sunday, honestly. Like, I know the whole inspection, like, I don't know, I've just been feeling some sort of weird mood, but trying to like crawl out of this funk energy, and like I feel like I want to do something, but I don't know what it is. I'm obviously in my freaking sweatsuit and a towel on my head, so who knows? I'm not gonna go anywhere, you know. I kind of want to do something. But anyway, I want to say I love our realtor. If you live in Maine and you're looking for a realtor, we use Kelsey Hugh, and she's a friend of ours, but we've also become friends like throughout this process. We weren't friends before, really. Well, maybe a little bit, but anyway, she's so great, like going above and beyond, like finding out all this information. Like she's reaching out to contractors and plumbers and all this kind of stuff. We're like, I don't know, not that I feel like I would have to, but it's really nice that she's the one being like, oh no, don't worry about it. Like, I'm gonna go reach out to these people. Like, I'm gonna go reach out to town hall in the morning. Like, it's just, she does such a great job, and I love her so much, and it's really helpful. And she talks to me like I'm valued, where like our last realtor would only respond to Josh, or it's like he would really diminish my needs. Basically, he was just a straight white man that only appreciated other straight white men, so he didn't care what my opinions were. So it's nice to be working with another young woman who like appreciates my knowledge of what I do know and simplifies things, but doesn't talk to me like I'm a child. Anyway, all this is rambling, but I'll see you guys tomorrow probably, unless we get any fun updates tonight. What does Miss Kelsey have to say?
She's like, the water filter is near the hot water tank where the water comes into the house. We must have not seen it with all the stuff that has in the utility room.
Fact. Good morning vlog. Literally, I'm gonna need some freaking sunglasses to work. My goodness. But anyway, good morning. It is the next day, 8 o'clock. I started work a bit early today because we have the inspection of this house this afternoon. So basically, I'm gonna work. Started at like 6:45, so I'm gonna work until 12:45, and then I'm gonna leave probably for like 2 hours or so, hopefully, and then I'll come back to work for another couple of hours this evening. Feeling just like nervous about our home inspection tonight. Like, I mean, not to say anything's wrong with the house. Like, I would like to think that if something were drastically wrong, we would know it by now. Like, all the major, like everything is functioning the way it should, like bare minimum. Beyond that, it's like our septic tank probably isn't broken because it doesn't smell like poop outside. Like, what else? Like, we have our like furnace and stuff serviced regularly. I don't know. It's like, I'd like to think that everything is doing what it should, and if it wasn't, we would know, but it's always kind of stressful. And like, we've never been in our attic, so like whatever's going on up there is none of my business, but like it's got to get inspected. Anyway, it's just like kind of high pressure feeling today, but I'm just gonna work and kind of push it out of my mind for now, and still waiting on some news from our inspection of the new house. Basically, I think, excuse me, I was talking, beep beep. Today we get our water test back to see like just the quality of the water. We also should be hearing back from the contractor about the garage. What else? Those are the major things, and then hopefully we can start renegotiating. I think we're gonna probably request a couple of things. I don't know if we'll really do any major changes. Like, we're not gonna ask them to like drop the price like fucking $20,000 by any means. But we are probably gonna ask for some changes. We'll see. Listening to my current audiobook, Josh Peck's book. Very interesting. And I love it when it's, okay, first off, I like audiobooks when they are like memoirs. And then I like it specifically when the person that the memoir is about reads it. Like, Britney Spears did not read her own memoir, but I would have loved it to hear her own voice tell her own story, you know? Anyway, so Josh Peck does read Josh Peck's story. Anyway, I am on the road, left the house because the inspection's happening. The inspector actually got to the house at like 12:30, so I like saw him peeking in the windows. I'm like, oh my god, another guy, another person, but it turns out that he was supposed to be there. Yes, so now I am on the road. I'm planning to be out of the house for like 2 hours because that's how long our inspection took. So I'm going to a local trail. Not local, I mean, yeah, it's like 10 minutes away from my house. So going to a trail, I'm gonna walk around in the woods for a bit, go nice little nature walk. And then if that isn't long enough, I'll probably just sit in the convenience store parking lot across the street from me and wait for the clear. Oh, pretty. A little windy. Got my gloves, my coat, got my layers, and the headphones are working like earmuffs. So, gonna do probably like an hour walk, and then, yes, I just got the call from my realtor too. So, everything has started, and it's gonna be great. I'm sure everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to. Always does, right? back from my 2-hour excursion. It's actually like 2.5 hours, but no big deal. Yeah, the inspector was really nice, met him. I met the wife of the couple that is looking to buy our house, and she's really sweet. And they love our house, which is always a great feeling, and nothing majorly wrong, which is a like few kind of thing. Like, everything is good with the septic. Not that we expected it to be wrong, but it's like, you never know. But like everything is good there. They love like our deck that I built. Oh my God. I gotta call my dad and tell him. And then I'm trying to think of other things. Water test, they get info back tomorrow or 48 hours, which I'm like, I also kind of want to know. Have I been drinking gross water? Like, actually CC me on that email. Let's see. Yeah, the inspector wasn't giving like too much information like directly to my realtor, because it's not like it's secret, but it's not like, not trying to like show all of his cards, you know. But yeah, everything looks pretty good. There was a couple things beyond that weren't great. What were they? Oh, the few things that weren't great, there's a couple of windows in the kitchen where the twist, or no, in the, on the bay window where the twisty thingy doesn't work. We just replaced it for one of the windows, but we haven't gotten to all of them. And assuming that now we're not going to get to all of them, but one window just doesn't crank. Beyond that, some of the windows don't stay open. And yeah, everything else is good. They love our cats, which is great. Yeah, and it's nice to see someone like excited to like want to live here too. And I'm so glad that nothing was like majorly wrong that we didn't know about, because that obviously like would be scary, that we've been living in a house that had like issues, but also that like we don't need to worry too much about that. So their inspection period ends. Oh wait, and the back shed we have, they're thinking about turning it into an apartment. I'm like, go crazy guys, that's incredible, good for you. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, their inspection. I'm a space cadet today also, by the way. I can't, my brain's not functioning on all levels. But anyway, their inspection period ends next Tuesday or Monday or something like that. So they are able to like renegotiate up until that point. And then since they also made their offer dependent on an appraiser, then they can renegotiate a second time after that. Where like with our house that we're trying to buy in Lisbon, our inspection period ends Thursday, and that's going to be our one and only chance to renegotiate. Okay, anyway, all that being said, I'm going to get back to work. I'm going to text my dad about the deck thing, and I will see you guys with any more updates. Oh, final thing I'll say right now is that, I think I mentioned this previously, but we wanted to have a contractor go to the Lisbon house to look at the garage. So he's going tomorrow. So basically we have from tomorrow afternoon, after the contractor gets back to us, and until Thursday night, unless we get an extension. So anyway, it's gonna be tight quarters for our back and forth and all that kind of stuff, but I will definitely keep you in the loop. It has been a little while since I've checked in with you. I think the last time was yesterday, but I was in fact in the same sweatsuit because I stayed in my pajamas while I worked today, and that's a perk of working from home. Anyway, about the house stuff. What did we leave off? Contractor was supposed to go by, but he's apparently working late today. Oh, did I even explain the whole contractor thing? Basically, after we looked and had the house inspected on Sunday, we wanted to have a contractor go. Monday he was available to go, but then the seller never got back to him. And then Tuesday he could have gone, but then the seller said, no, come on Wednesday afternoon. And now it's Wednesday afternoon and the contractor is busy tonight. So instead, hopefully he can go tomorrow, but our realtor just asked the selling agent if we can get an extension to next Monday. And hopefully the seller fucking agrees, because part of this is his fault for not responding to the contractor in the first place. Granted, the other part is on the contractor, but yes, hopefully he allows us to extend until Monday, and if not, I don't even know what we're gonna do. But everything is, I'm so overwhelmed. There's just so much shit going on, and everything takes too long, and everything is also like too quick. Like everything takes way too long to figure out, and then like by the time you have to figure it out, it's like you need immediate like things, and it's just, it's very stressful, it's very overwhelming, honestly. And buying, like, I'll say it 1,000 times, but buying this house was so fucking easy. And it's, this time around, it is not so simple. Anyway, I'm going back to my book. I'm gonna just spiral off of my realtor's text, and I'll check in with you guys if the contractor goes by the house at some point. My God. Final update of the night from a purry cat. My open book. I don't know what she's trying to do, but the seller agreed to extend the period till 5 p.m. on Friday. So instead of being 5 p.m. on Thursday, 5 p.m. on Friday. So hopefully we can get a contractor over to the house sometime between now, which is 5 p.m. on Wednesday, and then we'll actually, hopefully sometime between now and tomorrow. That way we have enough time to actually review and go back and forth a couple times. Hello vlog, just got back from the grocery store. So I'm going to unpack the groceries while I talk to you about our most recent update. So basically what happened was contractor was able to go today, and they are really great. Lots of information, and it was so, like, the owner of the company literally had a baby yesterday. Well, his wife had a baby literally yesterday, and he's like, no, it's no problem, like, we'll still have someone come by. Like, it's him and his brother-in-law. Imagine, like, literally your wife gave birth yesterday, and like or imagine your sister gave birth yesterday and you're like, nah, I got this, hon. You're going over, like, I don't know. It's just like really nice that, like, even though like it was such a busy thing, like, and that's like so exciting and crazy for them, I'm assuming, but they were still able to make it work. Anyway, so the contractor team, they're really great, and if we have to work with them in the future, like, they seem like a really great team to work with. So beyond that, basically the non-connected garage, the roof is sagging, which is an issue, but it's doable and it's fine for the like 3 or so years right now. The biggest issue is that there's some rotting on the front where the garage doors are. So like garage doors right here in the middle between them is rotting. So that would have to be like almost immediate fixing. And then one of the garage doors is also like just like crooked, leaking kind of thing. So that would have to get fixed. What else? Part of the siding on the house was pretty close to the ground, but there's flashing behind it and it's all the way where it should be. So that's really not a big issue. Like, the house itself is great. It's just that detached garage that's causing issues. So what we're going to do is request the seller to give $5,000 more at closing. Instead of asking for the cost off the house, it's only going to change our monthly payment, like maybe $60. So instead we want to ask for the money at the end. That way we can have the money in our pocket. Plus we can actually like have the money to use sooner rather than later, where like, sure, we'd have the money to use if we also asked for the money off the house, but that it wouldn't be like as readily available. Like, we'd have to like keep earning the money, where with getting it at closing, we have the money right away. So that's that. Oh, and then have them empty the septic, and we need one more receipt from them to prove that the plumber that went by the other day and cleaned the filter actually did that. Because the guy said he did, but the thing with the seller is that I'm calling them sellerisms. He says something is like checked off, signed for, whatever, but then it's not. Basically, he was like, oh yeah, the town signed off on the garage. We're like, oh, like, do you have proof of that? And our realtor's like asking them. Basically, the town never said anything about the garage. They're like, oh yeah, the contractor signed off on this. And then we're like, okay, like, can we have proof that they signed off? No proof. And it's like all these different things that have been adding up where it's like, oh, someone said this. And we're like, can we have proof of that? And he's like, no. So I think some of that stuff is just, this is where we're at. But anyway, I think that's what we're gonna do. Josh is probably on his way home from work anytime now. So I'm gonna unpack the groceries. We're gonna talk about it over dinner, let our realtor know, and then tomorrow by 5 is our deadline. So we're gonna have to do the negotiating throughout the day tomorrow. Very exciting stuff. Hopefully he says yes. Oh, did I say this? We're also gonna have him empty the septic. So $5,000 at closing and then emptying the septic. Everything else we will just handle on our own, like cleaning filters and stuff. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, hopefully he accepts it, and Granted, the thing is like, if he says no to absolutely everything, I don't think really that's gonna say, okay, too bad for you, we're not gonna buy the house. But hopefully we can at least meet in the middle. If not, he just says, yep, makes sense. You found flaws in the thing, perfect. But we'll see if that would be the case or not. I'm feeling better though. I was definitely feeling overwhelmed the past few days. And granted, I'm still feeling overwhelmed because I'm just a kid. I'm just a girl. Buying a house is a lot. Selling a house at the same time is also a lot. But yeah, anyway, I will check in with you guys. Hopefully finally tomorrow when we're finalizing our negotiation. Hello vlog. Just was reading the text messages from our realtor and oh, we just got a new one. Okay, anyway, reading the messages, obviously they're still coming in, but we counter offered, I think I talked about this yesterday / this morning, decided to ask for $5,000 more at closing. So basically the seller will have to give us $10,000 at closing and we'll have to pump his septic, and then everything else was just what it was. And he is accepting it. Basically what our realtor said was that, yeah, she talked to the seller agent and he's gonna do everything, but he wanted to know how firm we were on that second $5,000. And basically he was like saying he wanted to net more from the sale of this house. And I'm just like, that's not my problem. What you want to make from selling this house is not my problem. Mostly because if you wanted to make more, you didn't have to accept our offer. You know what I mean? So anyway, we told her basically why we want the $10,000. So now she's gonna go back to the selling agent again, tell her we're firm on the second 5, so the overall 10. And fingers crossed he himself said he didn't want to lose the sale over this, so he's not going to. And our house, we finally have gone through. So exciting that we don't have to worry about really anything else with this next house. It's really, well, besides moving in and then fixing the garage and paving the driveway. But what I mean is like, there's no more negotiating and everything has kind of figured itself out until the house is actually ours. So that is just such a relief. And I literally, like, going into this weekend, thank God, I'm like, if this was not figured out, I probably would have spiraled and I don't know, but I'm just feeling so good about this. And it's so nice that this is finally figured out and there's no more back and forth. At least with that, we still have to worry about our buyers and what they'll want to change about their offer to us. But for now, at least like the more difficult part, in my opinion, is done. And I can take a fucking deep breath for the first time in a week. If you like this video, stay tuned, subscribe. Posting a lot of home content coming up, obviously, with this big move and everything. If you like this, make sure you like it. Don't forget to comment down below, and I will see you guys next Monday.